guys, welcome back to our channel. First thing is first, thank you very much for tuning in onto this channel. We greatly appreciate you. If you are new, we are the Woolford family, and if you like what you see, please consider hitting the subscribe button and automatically you will become part of the Woolford Gang. Right, let's get started. You are currently looking at someone who used to say, I'm never having any more kids. And here I am, pregnant, expecting my second child. And one thing I've learned is never say never, because listen you guys, life was cushy. I was good with one child. I was happy with just my Sophia. And having another child is something that I didn't really fancy. I didn't really... yeah, it wasn't my cup of tea. But now I am in this position where I'm expecting another child, and I'm kind of regretting the age gap, because guys, when Sophia turns 6, the baby is going to be a couple of weeks old. I mean, I know people have that sort of age gap or even a bigger age gap, but part of me is really regretting not doing it anytime sooner. I mean, if I had had another child when Sophia was 3, for example, that baby would be 2. I wouldn't even be pregnant at this current moment. I would have been, you know, over and done with. But one thing that I've learned is everything is in God's time, and God will place that child in your life when it's the right time. And to be quite honest, this is the right time for Josh and I to be having another baby. I mean, family members, hello, the pressure, even friends, the pressure was getting worse. The way they used to say, Faith and Josh, are you having any more kids? And it used to annoy me so bad, purely because my husband wanted to have more kids, and I was just like, nah, I don't want to have any more kids. And so if a family member or friends asked that question, it just sort of stimulated the conversation between Josh and I. But one thing I'll say is my husband wasn't pushy about having another child. He was like, obviously it's your body, you have to carry the child, so you have to do what's best for you and how you feel. And part of me is also happy that I've left it till, you know, 5 years later or 6 years later to have another child, purely because when I had Sophia, when I got pregnant with Sophia, I was 22, and then when I gave birth, I was 23 years old. And I personally feel that was really young to have a child. I mean, like the level of maturity, the stage that you're at in life, we were quite relying on our parents a lot. Financially, and also even with childcare with our child. And we are so blessed to have parents who have been super supportive of us when we had Sophia, because believe me, it could have been really tough for us. But I feel like at this stage, we're 28 now, we're a lot more mature. Financially, we're at a better level and at a better stage to be having another child. So in a way, I am grateful that God has planted this seed now than earlier. I do have fears though, which are Sophia is going to be 6 and baby is going to be a newborn. Are they going to be able to bond? Like, is their bond going to be strong? Is it going to be on that level? I don't know if it's just me being scared. And if you have children and they have a big age gap, please drop me a comment and let me know, give me some comfort, because these are things that I am worried about. I'm worried that by the time baby develops and starts talking or wants to play with Sophia, Sophia isn't into playing dollies anymore, you know. She'll be into other things. So that worries me a bit. But also another side of me is sort of saying to myself, you know, Faith, this is a good age gap, purely because I had postnatal depression when I had Sophia, and I think that was one of the biggest things that really put me off having another child. And so if I was to have another child then, when Sophia was still, let's say, 2 or 3 years old, I think it really would have impacted me personally with my mental health. I know that you adjust to situations and you learn to cope, but I'm glad that it wasn't sooner for my own personal mental health. And I know that people are different, and I know that people are having, you know, people are having a year gap, 18 months gap, and they're still able to cope, or people have 4 or 5 children under the age of 5 and they are coping. But personally for me, I know myself, and I know how I can deal with anxiety and my stress levels as well. So in a way, I am glad that it is happening now than sooner. Another reason as to why I regret the age gap is it feels like we're starting again, guys. I mean, in 5 years, you're not going to keep everything that you have for your child. I got rid of absolutely everything, and it's like we're starting again. Things like buying a new pushchair, buying a high chair, buying a car seat, and these things are not cheap, you guys. They are so expensive. So I feel like in a way I'm a first-time mum again, even in the sense of how to look after a newborn baby. I know that sounds crazy because I've done it before, but that was 5 years ago, guys. That was 5 years ago, and you can easily forget certain things. You know, what to do with a newborn baby. Back then I had the skills, and if I had done it sooner, I think life would have been much easier. But now I'm gonna have to start all over again. Another thing that's making me regret is now I have just doubled my school run years. My school run years are now going to be 12 years. For example, Sophia's nearly 6 years old, so I would have had 6 years left of school run, but I'm having another child now. When Sophia's in secondary school, this baby will be starting primary school. So I still have 12 years of school run, and that's a bit of a bummer, to be honest, because let's face it, who enjoys doing school run? Nobody. And if you do, you are very weird, because school run is a headache. Anyway, having said all of these things, I still feel that my children will still be close to each other, even though I think the early years of Baba may not be the same in terms of having that closeness of like another little friend. And what I mean by that is Sophia's going to be a little bit older. She's not going to want to go into kiddies soft play, for example. But I think she will play a good role being a big sister to baby. And also she will teach baby quite a lot of things. And I've heard this, that a lot of people say when there's a big age gap, the little one tends to mature quite quickly because they're learning quite a lot from the older child. So I'm looking forward to that experiment as well, to see what happens. Another positive is Sophia is at that age now where she's quite independent, and so that's going to be less pressure on me in terms of, for example, looking after 2 children who are under 3 years old or in nappies. So that's going to be less stress on myself, which makes me really happy, because I don't know how some of you guys do it with children who are, for example, under 3 and in nappies. It's not easy. But yeah, I just thought I'll share this video and share my regrets and also the positives as well, and what I'm looking forward to. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Once again, we greatly appreciate you, and I will see you on the next video. Take care, Woolford Gang. Bye.